We're live now.
Live?
Yeah,
Is that how this works?
I think so. I don't know, really. So we are live? We're live. Okay,
We're live. Great. Let's do it.
Well, great. So I'm Cassandra Schwartz, a senior product marketing person here at Rival IQ. Don't laugh at me. It's been a long week, okay?
It has been, but an exciting week.
Yeah, and this is Seth. Seth Bridges is a founder at Rival IQ, and we're here to talk about some new features that I'm really excited about. It's one of those things that it was something I could look forward to all week long.
You know, Cassandra joined, a few months ago now?
Yes.
And this is our first launch, and she's been excited about this since your interview.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I'm excited about it because this is fantastic. I mean, we're doing Facebook Live.
Yeah, we've never done Facebook Live.
For our launch. But it's relevant.
It is.
Because, why? Let me tell you. This launch is all about adding capabilities to your Facebook reporting, your Facebook Insights reporting, and some of your competitive Facebook analytics as well. So Facebook, which is why we're here together this morning on this Facebook Live, talking about all of these additions that you now have access to in Rival IQ.
And these additions, they're going to help you do several really great things. One of them being able to see what your competition really cares about. You're going to be able to see what they're boosting on Facebook and know that that's a piece of content that their audience cares about, and how you can then take that and look at your content strategy and change some things there.
That's true. That boosted post detection. So for the first time in Rival IQ, starting this morning, you can evaluate your competitors' Facebook posts and have Rival IQ tell you, we believe this post was boosted by your competitor. You start filtering down and looking at what really what kinds of content really your competitors have dollars against, and it's going to give you that insight with respect to the kinds of content, the kinds of messaging, the kinds of campaigns that are really, really important to them right now, as well as being able to look at that really detailed level from an aggregate level, looking across your entire landscape. We're going to be giving you a great picture of who's boosting, how much are they boosting, and so if you've been struggling, for example, to get that budget from your board, from your leadership team, from your director, whatever it may be, now you're going to be armed with that data to come in and say, look, you're wondering why our Facebook isn't performing to the same level as everyone else. Boosting's the reason. Here's who's doing it, here's what they're boosting, and here's why I think they're doing that.
And we know that that is a big deal for marketers. As a marketer myself, I struggle to get those dollars to do those things. And so being able to argue with data and make that argument about why you need to be spending money on boosted posts is a big deal.
Absolutely. I mean, paid Facebook marketing is part of your digital world today. You need as much data as possible to help you be effective in planning that strategy and executing. If you're not aware of what's going on, if you're not able to communicate to the rest of your team and to your leadership about why the world is the way it is, you're not being as effective as you could be.
And if you're just joining us, we're here talking about some new features that Rival IQ launched today. Super exciting news around boosted post detection, some other Facebook features that we're going to get into. Welcome. And again, I'm Cassandra, and this is Seth.
Hey. You love it. So we were just talking about this new boosted post detection feature, and it's great that from a competitive perspective, you'll be able to get an idea about what kinds of posts your competitors are boosting and how that drives your strategy. But let's go for that assumptive close that you're going to go ahead and get additional budget, or that you're already doing lots of boosted posts yourself. One of the things that you know is that it's hard to tell a good story about the impact that your boosts are having against your actual engagement on those posts or your conversions on those posts, whatever your particular goal is, because you've got Facebook Insights, you've got Facebook ads. Squaring those results is often a challenge. What we're launching today, in addition to the boosted post detection, are a set of integrated boosted post analytics for your own Facebook posts, your organically boosted posts, so that you can get a side-by-side picture of your paid performance, your organic performance, looking at things like engagement rates on both sides, trying to understand Was my targeting on point? Was my messaging lined up with the groups I targeted or not? And was my boost effective?
Before we keep going into this, because this is a really important feature and I'm really excited, I think we have a question.
Yeah, Steuben SCP and Nathan Engels ask, in terms of boosted, is it just a yes boost and a no boosted, or is there a way to find out the dollar range behind it?
Ooh, that's a great question. So we're really excited about how we went about to determine if they are boosting. Can you talk a little bit about that and what they're going to see?
Yeah, absolutely. So with what we're launching today, right now you're going to see a likely boosted label on any post that we do believe it is likely boosted. So it's more of a yes or no. However, one of the things we're going to do for you is isolate the engagement rates for all of these likely boosted posts. And though it's not an absolute answer, it will give you a decent directional answer with respect to how much went into this. One of the things that we heard from our customers during the beta of this feature was we'd like to see deeper information about potential impressions or potential spend against these likely boosted posts. That's nothing that we're going to have in there today, but we've heard you. We keep hearing that question over and over, and so certainly we're excited to continue to work on that in the future.
Well, and how we're going about figuring out if they're likely boosted, those are through machine learning?
Yes.
I don't really understand that. So can you break that down for me? What does that mean? It sounds like a buzzword.
It does sound like a buzzword, but it really is a real thing. So machine learning is using data to train algorithms that are based in statistics to give us a prediction about, given the things we can observe in the world, what is likely to have occurred in the things that we cannot observe. So obviously you cannot observe whether or not your competitors actually boosted posts, but what we can observe is the amount of engagement they got, the types of engagement they got, and when they got it. So in the past, people have asked, is this post boosted? And as a human, I would always look at a couple of things, like, does this post have any shares at all? Because we know that shares drive virality. And if a post has no shares, like no shares at all, like that post did not go viral, and there's no way that it should have outsized engagement from a engagement rate perspective. So that's a very simplistic rule that I'm talking about. That is not how our actual machine learning algorithm works. But you can start to imagine a human, like you see these posts that have 5% engagement, 10% engagement, lots of reactions or lots of likes. Nobody's commenting, or few people are commenting, few people are sharing. That's one of many signals that might indicate, hey, this post and that engagement was not had through purely organic means.
That's wonderful. So I am here with Seth. We're talking about the new features that Rival IQ we launched today. And specifically right now we're talking about boosted post detection. We're really excited about this. It means a lot for our clients and for you, and how you determine what your competition is doing, what they care about, and how you can advocate for more budget.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
This is wonderful. I'm just super stoked. We are using it ourselves too. This is not a product that we're ignoring. We started when I got into beta. I was like, oh yeah.
No, I was on a call yesterday, and somebody was like, they did not have the feature turned on in beta, and they were like, this post, how is this possible? And it's like, let's go turn it on and have a look. And certainly it was the case that it was boosted. I think we have another question, so we'll let Danica yell that out there.
Jennifer Kellis asks, does this only apply to wall posts or other Facebook ad types as well?
So we're only detecting boosts of organic posts. So this is not any measurement around pure ads, so dark posts that do not show up on their wall. That's nothing that we're tracking today in Rival IQ. I don't think it's anything we plan on tracking in the near future. I know there are companies out there that are trying to do some more scraping type of activities to determine ad activity from competitors, but we work solely in owned, organic, and boosted content on Facebook, and so no ad detection as of right now. So before we took our little break, we were starting to talk a little bit about the boosted post analytics that
yes.
are a big part of this launch. And to circle back to that for a second, one of the things that I feel so strongly about is that we have these two features together, that we can both tell you competitively what your landscape is doing, but then also for your own activities, helping you not only have the data, connect the dots between your organic activity and your paid activity, but then to bring it together into a beautiful new single post dashboard that helps you tell the entire story of a single post, which for you might be an entire campaign. Many of us do a post, 2, 3 a day. We work with clients that post 25 times a day. We work with clients that post 40 times a day. There are people who post 80 times a day. Whatever it might be, whatever drives your business and you're having success with, fantastic. But we certainly work with companies, primarily in the media space, who aren't doing the $5, $10, $20 boosts. They're doing the $1,000 boost or the $2,000 boost or the $5,000, whatever it may be. And when you're spending that level of money to boost a single post for a campaign, you certainly want to be able to tell a really good story about the effect that paid spend had. And this new single post dashboard that we have in RivalIQ, helping you to tell that story about, again, the entire post performance, looking at consumptions, looking at engagement, but also giving you that breakdown between organic activity, paid activity, organic reach, paid reach, how much reach you got from viral sharing, from comments, from shares, etc. And when you see it, we talked with one of our customers during the beta, Cassandra and I, she was absolutely gleeful at this new report because of the way that the data told her a story. She was able to take it, get it, print it out, export it, like all the things you can do in RivalIQ, take it to her manager and say, look at this post, we spent a bunch of money, it had great outcomes, look at how good our targeting was, we did a fantastic job, we should be doing more of this. And she was very positive in terms of the outcome that was going to have for her in both her day-to-day as well as strategically getting more of that budget on an ongoing basis.
Oh yeah, I love jumping on the phone with her because our first word was wow, just wow. If you're just joining us, we are talking about boosted post detection and boosted post analytics. And looking at single posts. These are just 2 of the new features that are in the launch from RivalIQ. And I think actually before we move on, we have a question.
Yeah, Susan Straub asks, where can we find this new reporting feature within RivalIQ?
Good question. So the boosted post detection, so this is a competitive feature in social posts, either in our cross-channel reporting or our Facebook reporting, you'll be able to find that likely promoted or likely boosted detection. It's not available on all of our plans, so if you're not seeing, for example, there's a filter in the top of the page that lets you see only the boosted posts or getting rid of the boosted posts to do that organic to organic comparison. If you're not seeing that filter in Facebook social posts, then you should reach out to your success manager, so Adam or Helena or any of the account executives that you might be working with, and just raise your hand and say, I'd love to see this in my account. Can you turn it on for me and give me a little bit of time to figure out what's going on in my landscape and if this is something that I'd like to have on an ongoing basis. So.
And I forgot to mention that we have a web. This is why this is live.
Yeah, live is great.
Yes. We are jumping online later today and also tomorrow. Nathan is going to walk through all of these features in the product, so you'll get to see them in action. And Danica is going to put that in the live feed, so you can go ahead and get registered for that. Again, it's later today and then also one tomorrow, and we'll send out that recording as always. So you'll be able to check out these new features in action and see how you'll be able to use them.
Yeah, absolutely. And the boosted post analytics, so this is a Facebook Insights reporting feature. So inside of the Insights reporting feature in RivalIQ, when you're looking at the whole list of top posts in your landscape sorted by whatever metric you might be analyzing, when you click that post, you used to get kind of a little pop-up window, a little more detailed report about that post. Now what you'll see is an entire full page report about that single post. And I think just like the wow reaction we got on the phone the other day, I think that you'll have that same wow reaction. That's going to be for anybody who has access to our Facebook Insights reporting. You're going to have access to that single post dashboard, and I think that it will definitely change how you do single post reporting and campaign reporting out of Facebook.
And with that, there's some new features that are specific to different types of posts, right?
There are. So this wouldn't be a Facebook themed launch if we only had one or two things. So we have more.
Of course.
And I'm not even like try to count them because we're going to be here still talking for a little bit about what the rest of them are. But Facebook Live is one of those things. So previously, we didn't have any access to additional Facebook Live metrics like how many people watched your live stream when it was live. So now, for your Facebook Live reporting, you can filter down and get a report about just the Facebook Live posts, but also as a part of the video metrics for your post, we'll be able to share that additional Facebook Live analytics with you as well. Wow, now I'm hearing echo from myself. In addition to the Facebook Live metrics, though, that single post report, one of the things we decided to do was bring more video retention data to the table, as well as other video engagement metrics. So if you're just joining us, my name's Seth Bridges, this is Cassandra Schwartz. We are part of Team Rival IQ here in Seattle, and we're talking about the set of Facebook enhancements that just went live this morning in Rival IQ. We're very excited to be here talking about them.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome. We're just talking about Facebook Live and the new the metrics we have now that weren't there yesterday. So it's a brand new thing. It's part of the reason we decided we wanted to do this live. We're going to be talking about live details that matter to you. So why not talk about this live ourselves?
Yeah, Facebook Live. And we're doing this Facebook Live not from a phone. We've got the whole desktop set up. We're using our little video studio. We brought it out into the kind of entryway of Rival IQ for a little change of pace. Hopefully you can hear us okay. We've been doing a lot of video this year, do a lot of webinars. We've invested in our video setup. Thanks Wistia for all the guidance and tips, but we've never done a live thing.
We haven't. So why not make our first one today?
Yeah, and why not just keep going with it? Because if it's going well, you might as well keep going. I think it's going well. So.
Well, and live is such a big deal now. A lot of marketers are trying to figure out how do you do live? How do you get into it? I'm not a media company. Maybe I have a consumer product that doesn't really lend itself to a lot of action. So how do you make Facebook Live work for you?
You clearly take your product managers and your product marketers and you put them on camera because they are very excited about talking about the products they're building. So, video engagement. One of the things that I want to do after this is over is we'll be able to go back into Rival IQ and do a full analysis of this actual live event. Again, see how many of you were watching live, but also to look at the breakdown of who was watching our video, who stayed around for 10 seconds, 30 seconds, to the end, getting that video retention graph. So as the time goes on, looking at the percentage of users who stayed with us throughout, and all of that, of course, segmented between paid and organic. So that's a big theme.
So exciting.
So excited, as well as we brought in some other metrics too. So looking at were people watching with the sound on or sound off. If you're watching with the sound off right now, you have no idea what I'm saying, and it's probably not that compelling. But if you have the sound on, well, we'll ask for your thoughts later about what you think. But
before we continue and talk about this, it looks like we have a question.
Another question.
Yeah, we had somebody through Intercom actually ask, how do I get boosted post detection?
Great. So Intercom, if you're not Intercom users, hey marketers, if you're not Intercom users, but you're looking for a great in-app messaging solution, lightweight customer support, we recommend Intercom. It's certainly been driving our business for a long time. So where do you find boosted post detection? Boosted post detection is one of our new competitive features. So in Facebook social posts or cross-channel social posts, if you have access to this feature, posts that we believe to have been likely promoted will be labeled as such right there inside of the post. If you go to Facebook social posts, right there where the search box is on the top of that dashboard, if you're not seeing a box that says like include the likely boosted post, exclude the likely boosted post, show me only, if you're not seeing that filter, it means that feature is not in the plan that you have currently. No worries. Raise your hand for one of your success managers. Go talk to Adam, talk to Helena, say, hey, can I have access to that for a week? Let me see how impactful it is to my reporting and to my business. And then make that decision if that's something that you want.
Oh, it's going to be something you want.
It's going to be something you want, but raise your hand. They're happy to give you a taste of that and let you see for yourself how impactful it is.
And it is. Like I mentioned before, we've been baiting it internally as well. And being able to see those likely boosted posts is super helpful. It's helpful from a product management standpoint, but from our comms manager, she's able to determine what social she should be focusing on.
Yeah.
And even from our lead gen, understanding what people care about. So it's super helpful across the board for all of your marketing team, and it's a really easy discussion to have when you can take that report in to your executives and be like, hey, this is what our competitors are doing. This is what other people in our industry are doing. This is what we should be doing.
Yeah, for sure. And we of course, we have as much access to Rival IQ as we want. I've got landscapes of companies coming out my ears, and I have one that's B2B marketing companies or MarTech companies in general. And if you think about the way that you use Rival IQ, tracking competitors is not necessarily the only thing. I certainly want to track influencers. I want to track people that we don't necessarily compete with, but that are really good at marketing to this same audience, because I want to understand, like, hey, where's HubSpot putting promoted dollars? Where is MailChimp putting promoted dollars? Because I really think these companies do a good job with their marketing. And if I can understand some of what's going into their decision making about what kinds of campaigns, how many posts are going behind these campaigns, are they spending against them or not? Are they spending on every post, some of the posts? Being able to do that analysis in Rival IQ, like, I don't compete with MailChimp. I use MailChimp. I give them money, lots of money every month. But certainly learning from their marketing is something that I absolutely use our tool to do, and something I encourage every customer I speak with to do as well.
Yes, definitely. Now, if you're just joining us, we are talking about Rival IQ new features. We've got boosted post detection, boosted post analytics. We got Facebook Live, and I think before we go on to another new feature, because we've got more, we do have another question.
Yeah, Elise Meyer asks, do you have a recap email on all these items too?
Oh, yes. So there is a blog up today that went up earlier this morning, and it walks through the different features and a little bit about each of them. So feel free to go to rivaliq.com/blog. Super easy. It's the top one up there, and read all about the new features.
Absolutely. You probably also got an email. You come to the product, you'll probably see an in-app message.
There is
from
an
Intercom.
in-app message. Yep.
All of the things.
All of the things. And like Seth mentioned, reach out to your account executive or your success manager. They will be happy to walk you through these new features. Or, like I mentioned earlier, we have 2 webinars coming up. We have one later today, and we have one tomorrow that's going to go through each of these features, show you them in the product, so you can better understand how you're going to be able to take control and manage some of that chaos that happens with all of this data.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, if you're just joining us, recapping all of the features that were in our launch this morning. But wait, there's more.
You love that phrase.
I know, but I feel like I'm on TV, so let's pretend that we are. I mean, there's lights, there's cameras.
Yeah, but it's like late night television, like really late night.
Are we really that?
That's
We're either bad or funny, but not both.
Why can't we be both?
Maybe we can be both. So speaking of TV though, if you are in media, if you are in publishing, and you're using Facebook as one of the platforms to communicate your content to the world, then you might be interested in this next one. We've added instant article analytics to our Facebook Insights reporting as well. And if you have been doing any amount of instant article work, you will know that it is sometimes a bit challenging to get access to all of the analytics about the views and the scroll depth and the view duration for these articles, both in aggregate for any particular time period, as well as on an article by article basis. Today, in your Facebook Insights reporting, if you actually publish instant articles, we've been experimenting ourselves over the last 6 weeks or so, and I will tell you as a consumer, I'm not monetizing page views. I want people to have a good experience reading our content from Facebook. Mm-hmm. And our blog, even though it loads very fast as I think we could make it load, somehow on Facebook it's just never, on mobile, it's just never quite fast enough. The user experience reading our content, and reading in any instant articles for that matter on Facebook, it is good. They have done a good job. So if you're doing instant articles, or your clients are doing instant articles, if you are in media and this is a part of what you do on Facebook, you will be very excited to come check out the instant article analytics that are now part of our Facebook Insights reporting. So this is private data, this is your data. You can't get this competitively, but you can absolutely get a really good picture of your views over time and your average scroll depths, and getting breakdowns of what percentage of your readers make it halfway through your article, or 70% of the way your article, or all the way to the end of your article, both in aggregate over any time period as well as on an article by article basis.
And if you're not doing instant articles, you might want to consider doing it. Actually, I would say you definitely need to be doing it. You mentioned how the experience is much better when you pull up an article. How many times have you clicked on an article on Facebook and it's just been loading and you give up and you leave it behind? Well, your fans are doing the same thing when you post articles on Facebook. So using instant articles, you know they're going to have a great experience. They're going to like, comment, react, share, and that's going to be great for you, and you're going to get that reach that you need.
Absolutely.
And then you're going to have the data to back it up to say why you need to be investing time in doing instant articles.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So if you're just joining us, I'm Seth Bridges, one of the founders of Rival IQ. I'm here with Cassandra Schwartz. She is a product marketing manager here. This is our first launch together, and so we decided, since we're having so many new features and analytical capabilities, do you like that, analytical capabilities, around Facebook, that we should do a Facebook Live to share all of that with you. We've got a webinar covering all of these things. There's one in about a half an hour here, and then there's another one tomorrow. Please come see our Chief Revenue Officer, Nathan Cowan, take a walk through those features, give you more in-depth details about how it all works, how you can get access to it, and register. Even if you can't make it, we'll send you the recording, and I think you will learn a lot.
Yeah, and we've been taking questions, so feel free to comment and add those questions. Danica's been flagging us to let us know. Just like we were talking about, we've got boosted post detection. We got more boosted post analytics to look at your own data and get a better picture around your single posts.
Yep.
We've got Facebook Live and instant articles, and I'm feeling a little exhausted. Like, that's a lot.
I need your stamina to continue. Okay.
Oh.
I'm not even going to use debate jokes because it's still too soon. But there's more. You knew I was going to say that. Many of you for a long time have said, give me more information about who my audience is and who I'm reaching. And so one of the additions to the Rival IQ Insights, Facebook Insights reporting as a part of this launch is an enhanced set of demographic analytics, both around your audience, so your page fans. You can break it down by age and gender. You can break it down by country, by the top cities that are a part of your audience, as well as you can go back in time. Go back 6 months, go back a year ago, and get those same breakdowns back in time, so you can understand potentially where you were, how you've changed over time. But that's only necessarily who are your page fans. You might be posting, you might be using organic targeting, you might be doing boosting, you might be doing ads. So from a page perspective, the reach that you have is not necessarily defined by the demographics of your page fans. You're targeting people who are not your page fans, which you should probably be doing if you would like to grow your reach, is going to be different, and it's very much going to be defined by the targeting that you use. A part of this new demographic reporting that we've got in Rival IQ is the ability to look at, again, the age and gender, but also the country and the top cities that you've reached during any particular time period, not just the last 7, not just the last 28, which is what you often feel very limited to in Facebook Insights native reporting. Come to Rival IQ as a part of that page analytics. You'll have access to all of that demographic information for whatever time period it is you're trying to analyze.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, I'm Cassandra, this is Seth, and we're talking about the new features from Rival IQ. And right now, we're specifically talking about these enhanced demographics and how you can use this information. So it's not just about your fans, but it's about those who are engaged. So you can really dive into and understand the demographics behind those who are engaging with your posts, whether it's including your boosted posts, your ads, or just organic, and understand that, hey, okay, I am trying to target those women who are 25 to 35, and I'm not hitting them. They're my fans, but they're not engaging. So I need to make some changes in my content and really address that. And you're going to be able to do that because you're really going to understand those demographics with this new feature.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we go all the way back to the top, we started this saying it's all about Facebook today, November 16th, lots of enhancements. And we we hit what I feel like is the thing that makes me most excited as someone who's been here since before day one, thinking about the power of the hundreds of millions of social media posts that we have collected over the years and then that we use to do analysis for you and your competitors and your influencers and to produce industry research like we did earlier this year with our Facebook brand page study. We took 8 million social media posts from over 8,000 companies and broke down all the trends to tell you what was happening in terms of audience growth or not, what was happening in terms of activity, who was publishing a lot, what sectors were they in or what markets were they in, who was getting engagement, and how all those things varied as a function of how much you post, how big your audience is, and what kind of work you do. We learned nonprofits. They get off the charts sharing when compared to your average brand on Facebook. Why? Because people who are fans of nonprofits, they are more inclined to want to spread the message of things they believe in. Not so for your average brand. Universities. We've done a lot of work around higher ed and trying to help the higher ed community understand the amazing potential they have in social media because their communities are so much more engaged with them than they are with your average brand because they've spent a lot of money, they've spent a lot of time, they're in their community, it's a part of their life forever. Hooray, nonprofits, hooray, higher ed, take advantage of the gift you've been given in terms of really, communities that embrace you and are really empowered to help you spread your message.
Oh, so exciting.
So all that work though, all those posts now are the basis for us being able to deliver this new boosted post detection feature where from a competitive perspective, we can tell you which posts your competitors were likely to have put dollars behind such that you can know, hey, these campaigns are important to them or not, and have some insight with respect to what should I take away. Hey, this particular holiday campaign or this particular new feature launch or whatever it might be that they put dollars behind. What can you take away from that? How can you position differently? How can you message differently?
Yeah, and so you can there's a couple things you can take away from that. You now know what your competitors, what the content they care about. You can understand how that relates to the content that you're promoting or not promoting and what you should be changing there around your content strategy. You can use this to go advocate for more budget. Go take this into your executives who are wondering, why should we invest in social and why specifically should we take the time to put money behind boosting posts?
Yeah.
And this is your way to go in there and have some data to back up those things that you've probably been arguing for quite some time.
Yeah, bring data to the party. It's always a good idea. And I don't just say that because I'm a big dork. I do believe data is the way you should run your business, and everyone here knows internally I'm a big believer in data. I'm a big champion of data, and you better bring your data to the party because if you don't, you're not going to get very far.
Well, and it also helps to speak your executive's language.
It does. And certainly being able to talk concretely about the impact you're having using data from a trusted third party like RivalIQ, building on top of all the amazing data that's available to you as a Facebook marketer from your own Facebook Insights account. That's a great way to start to try to bridge that gap. And along with that boosted post detection, of course, the boosted post analytics. So as you start to do more boosting yourself, using RivalIQ's new single post dashboard to tell that really complete story about who you reached, who you engaged, how much of that activity came as a result of your spend, how much of it you got organically. Make your case for more budget, make your case to do more Facebook marketing because so many of the customers we work with are seeing that impact and are seeing those results, and I think you should be too.
Yeah, and the great thing about that is you're pulling together pieces of data from multiple areas, right?
Absolutely.
So this is the only place you can get that all in one spot.
Yeah, no more digging in, no more going to Business Manager and looking at your ad side and then going over to Insights and trying to pull all this data and getting maybe CSVs or exports and trying to line things like, who has time for that? I don't have time for that, and the net result is that you haven't been doing it because you just don't have the time. Unless you're spending lots and lots of money and you have to do it, you can learn things even when it is a $10 boost, a $20 boost, a $100 boost. There are takeaways every single time. But if there's friction for you in terms of doing that reporting, you're not going to do it, and you're not going to be as effective or as efficient as you could be.
Yeah. So just a recap, because I think we're going to wrap up here.
I think so.
But we've got boosted post detection. We've got a whole new single post dashboard. We covered Facebook Live analytics, instant articles. I'm missing something.
More demographic information.
Demographic information. There's so much there, I can't hold it all.
Well, you're going to have to, because today's launch day, it's all available to you now in Rival IQ. If you're not seeing any of these features, it may be that you're not on a plan that necessarily supports all of it. Don't worry, raise your hand, talk to your success manager, talk to your account executive, get access to these features, check them out. I'm sure you will be pleased with what you find. Certainly send me feedback. I'm Seth B at Rival IQ. Cassandra, she's on email as well. She's also on Twitter. I have no idea what your Twitter handle is. I'm Seth_Bridges. Come in the product, use Intercom. All of our information's on the internet, so we're infinitely findable.
Yes, definitely.
We live online. I'm no millennial, but
You know my handle?
oh yeah, something about millennials.
Yep, M West Millennial, because I proudly claim my millennial status.
I'm too old.
We know. On that note, just a reminder that we're hosting a webinar today and also tomorrow where we're going to walk through all of these features in the product so you can see them in action. And then you can also go on the blog at rivaliq.com/blog. It's the first post up there, and it's going to cover all the different features that we talked about today, as well as I think a couple of other notes in there. So
Yeah.
go read about that.
Cool. Thank you everyone so much for joining us. This has been really fun for me. You?
I guess.
We're going to talk about this offline.
Thank you.
Bye everyone.